Hello, everyone. Wanted to let you know that we do have the attendance letters now officially turned on. Now that we've moved all of the excused absences for the quarantine kids over to the new Q code. So I just wanted to quickly, especially for those of you who have never done this and never looked at the attendance letters, kind of where to look for those and how to work with them. So first thing you're going to want to do, I'm just going to let you know a little bit about the schedule of how those things run. So basically, we've got the attendance letters at the elementaries anyway, running every single Tuesday. And so every week of the month, as you can see, sometimes you can have up to, the days of the week could create like a sixth instance of that day of the week in the month. Don't worry too much about that. Basically, it's running every single week on Tuesday, very early in the morning. So what you will get is an email reminder just letting you know that the task ran. It doesn't always find kids that meet the thresholds of the letters. So a little bit about the letters. Every one of the elementary schools has these 5 types of letters. So we're checking for kids that have missed the equivalent of 10 days, which really that means they've missed 20 periods, and it can be any of those periods. So it could be, 17 first hour, meaning the morning, and 3 in the afternoon. And those we're looking just for excused and unexcused absences. We're not looking for the Qs. We're not looking for school-related absences or anything like that. So it's just excused and unexcused. And the reason it's looking for excused absences is because we want to keep track of those trends as well. There are also jobs for tardies, so 10 tardies, 15 tardies. And the way that the attendance letters work is they start from the first day of school, and they look at the entire year. And when a kid meets that threshold, when they've got, made it to 10 tardies, the system generates a report and puts them on that list. And there's no getting off that list unless we do some heavy lifting in the background. So they're on the list. Then what you and the school end up doing with that is up to you and the principal and the engagement specialist to figure out, what are the next steps for you and for that student. So that for the absences, we're looking at 10 days, 18 days, and 25 days. That's consistent throughout the district. And you can see like how many periods absent those are. Basically, it's times 2, right? So those are the jobs that are running. As a student gets to those, you'll find those in Office. Underneath attendance, there's an attendance letters section. And you're just going to go to attendance letter batches. When you get in here, there's going to be this pull-down menu is called a filter, and it might be on something else. Okay, so it might be on current batches. It might be selected here, something else. I created this one called most recent batches for you for the 2021-22 school year. That's a good one to have the filter set on because it's only going to show you a batch of letters that actually found students that met the threshold. So let me just switch to a different one, current year batches without letters, and you'll see what I mean. All of these jobs have run this year, but none of them have found. These are the ones that did not find any kids that met the threshold. So that job, that task is going to run every single Tuesday. It's going to keep going. It's always going to be looking. If nobody met the threshold, it's not going to list it for you here. These are the only ones that have the letters so far. So what do you do with them? You can, on the right-hand side, click View to see this batch. It will list the students that are in there. If you click View All, it will give you one PDF for all of the kids that are on this list. And it will do that 1 page per kid. If what we do have this set up to do 1 per family. So if there are 2 families or more, basically we have it the first and second family in Skyward. So the most you'll get is 2 reports for any one kid. And if you do see 2 reports, it's because they have 2 families in Skyward. If you want to just view a single letter and not view all of them as one PDF, you can click on any one of the students and click just the View button instead of View All. View gives you 1 PDF just for that one student. It went to my other screen, so I'll show it there. So that's what it looks like. It's a simple report. It does have the address up at the top that would, if you were to fold this, it would fit into a window envelope. If you have those, and if that's how you distribute it. And then it just gives you a very simple report that lists the specific attendance for the student. Now, it shows you periods 3 through 10. There's nothing I can do to change that report, how it spits out. You only have morning and afternoon, so period 1 and 2. What happens if you're, farther out into the year and a student should have gotten a letter, but you've got 17 batches here and you're not sure which one? You can look up students and figure out if they have a letter or not a different way. So I've got a student here. I'll look him up. And the way to find that is on the attendance tab. So you look up the student first, and then on the right hand side there's a letters button. That letters button, if there's been a letter generated, it will list it here. So it's another way to find that letter instead of having to sift through all of the batches that run. The key here is that you have this attendance letter type set to total. If you come into this view and it is not set to total, you'll see that there's no letter there. But when I switch it to total, there it is, and then I can click view, and there's the PDF again that I can grab and use. So that's just a quick rundown on attendance letters. Again, most of the time you're just going to go office attendance letter batches. Good idea to keep the filter set to this most recent batches. And again, they run every Tuesday morning, way early in the morning, and it will send you one email. One real quick clarification. You're only going to get the email for the 10-day letter. I didn't want to bother you with 5 separate emails because these jobs are all going to run. So the one email that you get is just kind of like your overall reminder. The letters are not like emailed to you as attachments. It's still, even though you get that email, it still forces you to go log into Skyward, go to this area, find the letter batches, and go from there. So you can't really, for all kinds of reasons, you can't really email those things automatically in the system. So anyway, the email is just a reminder, and it's going to only be on that first task, not on, you're not going to get 5 different emails. All right, so that's just kind of a quick run through about attendance letters and how to view those and work with those. As always, just let me know if you have any questions. All right, thanks everyone.